Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, doo-dah day.
This town needs an enema.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Sorry about that. Getting the last bites in. Sorry.
Can't get enough of that sugar crisp.
No, oatmeal.
Okay.
Brown sugar, cinnamon oatmeal. I love it. Love it. What's the matter, Dan?
Oh, just waiting on the meds to kick in.
Oh, okay. Oh, but yeah. Oh, well, it looks like we got a good crowd tonight. Nobody has said nothing other than Rich Aspen.
Yeah.
If he gets in here, I'm going to ask him how to say that last name.
I was going to say, what'd you call him?
What you talking about, Willie?
But you know, we got somebody over on Twitch, so it's either Kiri or Pizza Jams.
Last night in the green room was kind of strange without Carl and Donna and Michaela. It was interesting discussions of what to do to computer scammers and the results of traffic accidents and things like that.
Oh.
And Kiri joined us, and it was pretty cool. We had a nice long chat, just four of us guys, and went pretty well.
There's a name that you'll recognize.
Sarah.
Dan? Rick Abercrombie.
Whoa.
There's John.
Here's Johnny.
Sorry I'm late. Went downstairs, gonna grab a couple beers, use the bathroom before the show started, and of course it's been raining, so none of the dogs want to go through the little doggy door onto the back porch out in the backyard and use the bathroom. So I've just spent the last 10 minutes cleaning up dog waste in the dining room.
Little buggers.
Well, I wouldn't want to have to go outside in the rain either, but that doesn't mean I'm going to use the carpet as a litter box.
Well, John just told his dog story, and I got a dog story today from going to yard sales.
You bought a used dog?
No.
Oh.
I spotted an albino Dalmatian.
That's rare.
What's his name?
Yep.
Spot?
No, but after about
White out.
after about 3 Sharpies, he pretty much Looks normal now.
Albino Dalmatian.
Mm.
His name's Blank.
You didn't get what I said, did you, John?
Yes, I done.
Dan, that's the first pun Dan's actually laughed at.
Hey, I laughed at a couple on Facebook today, but then there were so many.
Maybe the meds are kicking in now.
Wasn't feeling well Thursday, so I wasn't on the show. I've lost admin for apparently. Apparently, if I miss a show, I lose admin.
Yes.
If you miss another show, you have to go to detention.
Just holler at me, John. We'll get that reset.
Yep. It shouldn't take long.
So tonight, my friend came over with a couple remotes that he bought because he lost the remote to the car that I bought from him. And he had another key, but he ordered some remotes on eBay that it said that it would program with my Ford. And anyway, long story short, after reading the manual and trying it about 4 or 5 times, they would either work half the time or not at all. He did find the original remote from Ford, which I have that to use now, but the other two he's going to send back. Of course, they came from China, and he paid $8.99 for a pair of them, so that probably says a little something.
What
Sorry
did you,
about
John? That show's over.
I was checking my mail, and it was one of the things that popped up on my feed.
Yeah, SpaceX launched one for 14th time tonight.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Yeah, I've got Voney Van Herp shared Armchair Rocket Science post.
Yeah.
So he had 2 of those up there. So I was seeing what he shared, and that popped up.
Yeah, that's a problem with when somebody shares a video. If you click on it, you don't get to read what it is. It just starts playing.
Right.
These things, they happen. Maybe one day we'll get the option to find out what things are before autoplay kicks in. Even if you got autoplay disabled, it can still happen.
Yeah. I may have to switch to Charmin.
Notice how carefully I'm not inquiring as to what that reference is referring to.
Well, I'll just show you, Dan. Taco Bell Scott tissue. Oh, Scott, not Charmin. Fiesta strength.
Okay.
It must be a bath towel, I guess.
Oh, and John, sorry you missed Thursday night show. That was probably one of the better openings we've ever had. And closing. I had nothing to do with it. It was all Dan. Well, except for the video, but
You asked me to provide heartfelt words, and somehow or another I managed to stumble through it, and people like it, and
and I hope we never have to do it again. For anybody, but
yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw my post earlier today. 21 years ago tonight, 3,000 people spent the last night with their family, friends, and loved ones.
Unfortunately, they didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
It's an anniversary that's always hard.
Oh yeah. I can tell you the exact spot I was at.
Oh, you said spot and dogs start barking. Okay, that's
Oh,
Must be John's puppies.
or the canine unit's out to get John.
The windows are open, so they bark at everything.
ah.
I was watching one of those funny animal videos and thought of you. Yours is the old English bulldog, right?
Yes.
The old English bulldog went to jump up on the couch, only got 3 legs on it, and he was trying with that third one, and you heard him go, and then it came on up. Had to kick in the afterburner.
Oh my God.
The guy started laughing. He goes, "Did he really just do that?"
You're the one that's going to have to clean the couch later.
No, he
Lord.
didn't move, but he used, had they lit it, he could have probably flown over the couch. Yeah, Rich, dead assist.
Mm-hmm. And this is what passes for adult humor these days. Well, any days. I bet you somewhere on a wall in some cave, there's a fart joke in cartoon form.
Yep. Oh.
I thought I posted a New Yorker magazine, the little comics that I post in the group every once in a while, or Uncle Carl's Secret Humor group, that dealt with that, but now I can't remember what it was exactly about, other than farting.
Hey, I don't care who you are. Farts are funny.
Mhm.
Which just reminded me, I need to plug this thing up.
Did
I got to start charging a bunch of batteries for stuff. All right. John, you're awful quiet.
Yeah. I hate to say that I'm tired and I can't see well. I don't know why.
Well, you don't have to see to be on here.
You do to punch the right buttons.
We'll let Dan read all the comments tonight, and you can take the night off from it.
Exactly. Rich, did Dan send you a link?
Yeah, I did. It screwed up because I included a text message along with the link instead of skipping a line. So I just now resent it.
Oh, okay.
So Rich, you've got a link to right here, right now in your messenger. It's been that kind of day, let me tell you.
Oh, I understand.
About the only thing I got done constructive is got a couple of toolboxes cleaned out and distributed to a 5-gallon bucket with one of those sleeves around the outside where you put tools in. I've got to go to the utility closet and pull out stuff like oh God, why is my brain not working?
Because we were talking to God awful early this morning, and then you had to get up and do your honeydew list.
Yeah, but I've had coffee since then.
How late did y'all go?
About 2:30.
Yeah, right about.
I should have came in because I finished up. I made that post to who's going to be the brave soul to start the green room, and then Donna showed me something on Netflix that the new Cobra Kai season was out. Before I knew it, I'd binged the whole season, all 10 episodes.
Well, these things they happen. I wound up watching, what was it? Love and Thunder, and then Morbius tonight, or this afternoon and this evening. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I started
appreciate
watching
it.
Love and Thunder.
It's a slow burn.
I
It doesn't take off with a bang. It kind of builds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, I found on eBay DVDs for Get Back.
Oh.
And I ended up paying $20 and something with free shipping. So that's 3 DVDs right there. That's pretty darn cheap, and of course they're brand new.
Yeah, that's
And
the Beatles retrospective that was just on Disney.
Yeah, on Disney Plus.
My
Disney
wife will probably-
minus.
As soon as my wife sees that, she'll probably buy it, because that's the reason we have Disney Plus right now. And boy, am I ever grateful, because I got to see all kinds of things that I had resigned myself to never getting to see. And then she goes, I want to watch this. And I go, okay, here, take my money. And she had a great time watching what she wanted to watch. And I go, Mandalorian, yes.
And Andor kicks off next week.
I've got to say, I tried watching the first couple of episodes of Boba Fett and could not get into it.
Book of Boba Fett, it takes about about halfway through episode 3, somewhere in episode 4, for it to get his hooks in.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I just had to keep trying until it finally found its footing, basically. Is the way I like to refer to it.
And I gave up. I gave up on.
I say this joke. Oh, I've yet to watch that.
Well,
some people said it's kind of like a spooky version of Goonies or something like that, and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't.
No, I wouldn't call it that.
Oh, Dan, before I forget, of course, this is the cover of the DVD, and that shows the younger Beatles up above and the other ones below. Well, anyway, I found T-shirts of this.
Oh, that
also on eBay, and they're officially licensed T-shirts for it as well. Right around the $20 mark on that as well.
Oh, well, that's reasonable.
Yes, and you get to choose the color of the shirt that you want, which I just had mine on black, but I thought about getting dark heather or something like that, but there's like 7 or 8 different colors of the shirt that you can get with it.
Dark heather. Now that's a concept. I hope our nurse heather doesn't hear that. That would be.
That's Heather from the Mirror Mirror universe.
Like I said, frightening. We have this. No. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Donna. Hey, Chris.
Howdy, y'all.
Oh. Matthew. Almost missed you there. reading back up as to people that have said hello without actually clicking on the messages, because I'm not at the apex of my game at the moment. Give me 2 more beers.
And Joe, to answer your earlier question, it's Asp Lund. So ASPLUND. So it's perfectly phonetic. It actually means dweller of the Aspen Grove. So it's Swedish for Asp Land. So Asp Lund.
Oh, okay. So that's how you say the tree service.
Yeah, actually, because the only difference between their name and mine is the H on the end.
Okay. And the H is silent.
Depends on your accent.
I don't see the Swedes pronouncing the H on the end, so I would assume so.
Maybe if they're drunk. Speech slurred a little bit.
Yeah.
And Rich, do you own the entire ABBA collection?
No.
Because I do.
I enjoy a lot of ABBA's music. But actually, I take that back. I have to check some of my hard drives. I might actually have it.
I clicked it off.
A friend of mine gave me a copy of their hard drive from when they were running a DJ service. So I don't know exactly what I have on there. I know it is a lot of gigs, probably close to a terabyte.
I did that last time we went to England, I do believe. A couple of our friends had a hard drive full of music, and they said, "Why don't you copy this into your little laptop thingy there?" So I did. I copied it to a thumb drive. It's a big thumb drive, thank goodness. And got home, and there's, I think, well, I know for a fact there's stuff I have absolutely no experience with whatsoever, and then there are things that I wish that I had known about back in the day when it was becoming popular, because I would have been right there with them, and a lot of classics, and all of it with the British slant, because it's not exclusively international. It's got a lot of I could call it down home sort of thing, but there are bits and bobs in there that are not exclusively British.
I'm looking for that early song by the artist formerly known as Prince from the 70s. Have y'all not seen it?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, ironically enough, my favorite song by ABBA, and I do pronounce that with the long A and not the short A because I've actually heard them pronounce it that way, but anyway, is not sung by Agnetha or Anifrid. It's actually sung by Bourne. It's called Does Your Mother Know? And it was really popular.
Let's hope not. I'd be in for a whooping.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, you hear the title, Does Your Mother Know? You can pretty much guess what the song is about, as far as teenage relationships and that. But it's just one of those classic 70s rockers, and that where he, got a chance to sing for a change as opposed to the women to their wives at the time, and of course they sing backup and along with Benny. But yeah, I really like it.
Oh, there was a news report that Elton John is now elated that he's the oldest queen in England. Yes.
Poor Reggie.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sure there's quite a few others. He's just the richest.
Joe Biden sent the Queen a condolence letter. Said, "Sorry to hear about your death. I really like Bohemian Rhapsody."
I could top that, but I won't because it's tasteless.
Oh, if you put a little bit of salt on it, it'll be tasteful.
No. That's straying too close to getting political, which we don't want to
Did
do.
you hear? Did you
Like
hear
too
though,
much of English food.
in the news? Vladimir Putin sent a condolence letter for the Queen's death, and it was actually a very nice, well-worded condolence letter, worthy of a state leader. And the Russians are mad at him about it because of the sanctions and everything that are going on that Britain is a part of, and the weapons that Britain's been given to Ukraine and stuff like that. They said, "How can you do it?" And he says, "I've met the Queen. She was a great lady. She deserves our respect." He says, even though she doesn't like it, even though Britain doesn't like our politics right now, she deserves our respect. It was kind of funny to see him. He had to defend himself for defending the Queen.
She's a killer queen. Oh.
Now, I hate to say this, but I think this could be the fuse to the powder keg. Her passing.
I'm not following your logic, but I'm listening.
Right now, Britain ain't gonna take crap from nobody.
This is true.
Nor will John's dogs.
Those aren't mine. Too yappy.
Yeah, that would be mine. And I'm guessing the cat is getting something that they want, or the wife is not giving them treats.
Hey, my lightest dog weighs 70 pounds. They don't sound like that.
Yeah, I've got 2 little miniature pinchers. Or as I call them, ugly cats. Because they lay around in sunbeams all day and they're about the same size as a cat. So, but Bill, when you started singing Killer Queen, all of a sudden I had a weird mashup in my brain of Queen Elizabeth and the 80s movie Deadly Friend, where it's an early killer robot movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar.
The girl dies, the boy inserts a chip in her brain to reanimate her and stuff like that. So, I can just now see, some weird experiment bringing Queen Elizabeth back, so she is, a killer with a laser beam.
Well, if Futurama cartoon was still on Fox, they probably would have put the Queen's head in one of those little globe things like they did with Leonard Nimoy and all the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them alive that way.
And I'm sorry, that reminded me, John, I'm sorry. I could not find time in the movie schedule for The Brain That Wouldn't Die. No comment. No.
Nope.
I was so busy tonight, I didn't even get to watch Svengoolie. I know it was one of the black and white movies with Russell Johnson from Gilligan's Island about aliens from another world, and they said that whenever the alien was going to its victim, it kind of had like a bubble look, and they said they actually blew up a balloon over the lens of the camera when they were filming it. But they had to do it rather quickly because the balloon might actually pop while they were filming it.
Oh, Carl.
That's fine, Carl. I've already got your money.
That's the beauty of Joe Dog. Fit your hissy. We don't care. I cashed that check. Brand new 280Z. That money done spent.
And you done gave part of it to the cats.
Oh.
Of course, the brand new 280Z is a Matchbox.
Well,
Just freeze up on.
But still.
What has Carl got against Rosie Greer anyway?
Oh, that's the man with two heads.
Yeah, totally different movie.
Oh, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Oh, is that the Steve Martin one?
No, that's the man with two brains. You're the one that watches Svengoolie. You should know this.
Yeah.
I didn't get to tonight.
It's Rosie Greer and who else was it? It was a white guy.
Not Whitmark. Or was it?
No. Richard Whitmark's tall and dark hair. But
Not
I
when
know
his
it, and I
head's
don't
chopped
remember.
off and sewed onto Rosie Greer's shoulders. Chris, yes, I have seen the video for the Motorhead cover of God Save the Queen. Let's just say, and I actually watched a retrospective about Lemmy here the other day too.
It was.
Well, Queen actually had a good cover of it.
Yeah, but it was Brian May playing guitar, basically.
Yeah. And did not Iggy Pop and the Stooges do a cover of it? I know they did a lot of anti-Queen songs, but...
And so did the Sex Pistols, but...
Yeah.
Oh, please.
And Dan, we were wrong. It was not the man with two heads. We got the right people, but it was the thing with two heads.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And Carl's right. Brain That Wouldn't Die is a woman whose husband keeps her head alive. Oh, and that was parodied in the Mars Attacks movies.
SCTV did a Queen parody?
Yeah. I have no idea. It's been
I've watched that a lot, and I don't
Ray
remember
Milland, yes.
Ray Milland and Rosie Greer.
Yes, there you go. Yep.
Okay, yep.
I like it for the campiness, and I especially when Ray Milland comes to and realizes what happened. That's my favorite part of the movie.
That's right. He's his character is a racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And John has the picture.
Yep.
It is on the hard drive. We just don't have
time in the schedule.
Yeah. The cartoons ran long on Saturday morning.
Well, priorities.
Yeah.
That's right. Saturday
Donna,
mornings are meant for cartoons.
This is not the green room, Donna. Depends on the circumstances, though. Time for more medicine. I'll be right back. I'm not even going to turn the camera off. I've only got to take 3 steps.
Oh,
Well,
Give me
we'll
three
give you 3
steps,
steps.
mister. Give me 3 steps
mister.
towards
Give you
the
3
door.
steps.
Yes,
Oh,
gentlemen, I am
that
familiar
is
with
scary.
Southern rock.
that's his favorite band too.
No, it's not.
Hey, let's talk about Artemis. Now, was Artemis the best sidekick for James West or not? I mean to tell you, he got him out of so many fixes on Wild Wild West.
I would think so, yes.
Apollo's twin sister.
Although there were some other sidekicks while Ross Martin was ill in that
Yeah.
short period of time, and they were actually quite effective for the few appearances they made. And Alan Hale Jr. actually
William
did
Shallert.
Yes, William Shallert was one of the best.
He
Yep.
was. William Shallert was good in everything he did.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, the guy was in the original In the Heat of the Night movie with Sidney Poitier from, what was that, 1967, and
That's about right.
trying to think who played
Rod
Bill
Steiger.
Gillespie. Rod Steiger, thank you. And then he's turned around and he shows up again in the television series with Carol O'Connor. And but he was all over the place in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
If you're a working actor, I am not going to begrudge you having any part in any show, especially when you're that damn good to start with.
He even had a recurring role on the Waltons during the later seasons. So I think the last 2 seasons.
One thing I liked about the guest sidekicks in Wild Wild West, Alan Hale Jr. did a stint, and then as he was leaving for the last time, he actually made a Gilligan's Island joke. I think it was written into the script, but it was not an ad lib. If it was, they left it in, but I believe it was in the script to start with.
What did he say?
I'm going to have to take a vacation on some deserted island somewhere, or something similar.
Didn't say a 3-hour tour.
I believe it'd be a little bit longer than that to get from from the train to the boat. There's an awful lot of distance involved, and a little bit of time travel too. But yeah, it was a good in joke for folks that were into the shows and the sitcoms of the era. Self-referencing and being meta is it was not normally done, and then somebody slips in an in-joke like that and gets meta. Yeah, okay.
Well,
we can go for it.
You know, the Monkees were instrumental in breaking the fourth wall when it came to television series, but even they had Burgess Meredith in his penguin getup. Watching, he was a guest at this club that the Monkees were singing in, and he just sitting there, you know, doing the whole thing.
The Monkees are
crossing
Batman.
over.
So you're saying the Monkees are in Batman 66 universe?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, no.
Well, heck,
Batman 66 is in the Monkeys universe.
the
Hey,
yeah, I
wait a
don't
minute.
remember.
Weren't the
They
monkeys
both started
actually-
very
weren't
closely together.
Weren't one or two of the monkeys in the wall gag, the window gag?
No.
That I do not remember.
No, I would have remembered it, and they're not.
I'll accept Bill's expertise. There were a lot of stars in the wall climbing gag. Yes. And
Yeah,
matter of fact, that was something people actually campaigned the show's producers to be included in. I mean, that was an honor to be included in the wall gag.
Carl, the monkey verse.
Guest villain. Yep.
Yeah, monkey verse.
Well,
yes.
you know, the monkeys were, so here I am on my monkey soapbox, but the monkeys were so popular, even going in through that Alex Ross put them in the DC universe. It showed them having these capes and cloaks and hoods and that, and you look real closely, and it's the monkey men. The monkeys is monkey men. They're little spoof of
hit from the show. Yeah.
Yeah. One of two that they did. One was called Frogman and Tadpole, and that was supposed to be the direct parody to Batman and Robin. But Monkey Man became the more popular one. But yeah, Alex Ross, he put him right into the DC universe with that. And that was one of those little hidden Easter eggs that you would read about later on when you didn't, you know, that was in Kingdom Come. Then you think, wait a minute, how did I miss that? And you go back and look through it again, and sure enough, it's there.
Well, it's really easy to miss stuff in Alex Ross's work for the simple reason there is so much there. It's hard to go over every single little portion of those panels and
it's
get everything.
It's so mind-blowingly beautiful to start with. To get all the details, you pretty much just got to go, I'm not reading another page till I go over this with a magnifying glass.
You get lost in looking at it.
Yeah, and
forget to
that's
look
not
for
the only
eggs.
comic that had that in it. There are several things that came out back in the day, had huge 2-page spreads, and it was like a crowd scene, and the artist went absolutely nuts, including every sort of pop culture reference they possibly could. Oh yeah.
Nobody draws them like Alex Ross does. That's just.
This is true. This is true.
Well,
And the man's still going. He's still going.
I got a Batman 66 trivia. What actress had an uncredited role that became very popular on through the 60s and 70s, well into the 80s? She was the girl outside the bank.
Sounds like it could have been Terry Garr.
Terry Garr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a
At
guess
first-
on my part. I'm not a trivia expert, but
Yeah.
Well, see, I know some of them, like early on, like Jill St. John, she was credited for her part on there. Leslie Gore, the singer, was actually, I think she was one of Catwoman's little kittens, or whatever you want to call her, her henchwoman, whatever, but which they had a Catwoman episode, which Julie Newmar won, of course, on there tonight. This is they're still in the pre-Batgirl days on MeTV for Batman, but there was a woman who was one of the kittens or whatever on there, but failed to recognize her. Dark-haired woman. First, I thought it was Donna Loren, but it was not her.
Sorry, I'm going to have to get up and walk around. The pain is just a little bit too much right now, so I shall return momentarily.
Dan, you know what I say. One of my rules. Take care of yourself first.
Hey, I'm not leaving the show. I'm just walking around backstage. I'll be back.
And Chris,
He's going.
Julie Newmar was perfect as Catwoman.
Oh no. Come on.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was the name of my favorite episode. The Perfect Crime.
I like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Hers was good. Actually, Eartha Kitt's was not bad either.
That was
I
my
didn't
favorite.
mind her. Lee Merriweather was a little.
Lee Merriweather.
Yeah, she.
Too much Lee
Not-
Merriweather, not enough Catwoman.
Yeah, I mean, she's wonderful. I mean, as far as the look at and that, and I'm not saying she's a bad actress. She just wasn't quite as animated as Newmar or Eartha Kitt,
He was not into the role.
yeah. And when you see her on Barnaby Jones, old episodes of that, it was about the same there too, But still like her.
So they're going to be bringing out a Willow series. Have y'all heard about this?
Without Warwick Davis.
No, with Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis is reprising the role of Willow.
He is?
Yep.
Okay, last I heard that they weren't going to bring Warwick Davis in. I'm going, done.
Yeah, really. Right.
Will they bring in the big obese Val Kilmer as Willow? old man Willow?
They are supposed to do some of the stuff they did with Top Gun Maverick with Val Kilmer so that he could do something as Mad Mardigan. I think it might be one of his children. I think the son's name is Chris. That might be doing the physical work. And then some of the stuff that they were doing with they wrote a complete computer program just to go and sample Val Kilmer's voice through his entire catalog of work so that they could actually put things together because of his throat cancer for Maverick. So they're going to use that same technology, from what I've heard, to go ahead and help him do stuff for the Willow series. Yeah. But it's like 30 years later.
I haven't seen Maverick yet, so don't spoil it for me. I'm waiting for it. But I hear that scene will tear you up.
I've not had a chance to see it myself, and I hear the same thing. Yeah, it's the feels that they're putting in, but then again, the feels you feel over Goose. It's like, this is a popcorn action movie. Why are you doing this to me? Stop that, you jerks. I'm not supposed to have feels.
Now, I haven't seen Maverick either, so I don't want to have anything spoiled, but I just got to know one thing. Are they bringing back James Garner? I know he's dead, but CGI can do anything these days.
I don't know. And Rob Brown says, and that's the kind of thing that CG should be used.
Wrong Maverick. All right.
There's a few things, like, give an example. They wanted to keep Princess Leia going through the Star Wars series. Worked pretty good, actually. Then they wanted to bring in Grand Moff Tarkin. They want to bring in Peter Cushing. They CGI'd him into a couple scenes in
That was just creepy.
Revenge of the Sith.
No, it was
Rogue One,
Rogue
I
One.
believe.
Was it Rogue One? I thought,
Oh.
well,
Yeah.
at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he was there too, I think.
Well, he was.
Very end, you see him and Darth Vader sitting on the bridge of the Star Destroyer watching them build the Death Star.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. But it wasn't in up close. The up close was in Rogue One, and that was just creepy weird.
Which is kind of that's actually kind of cool because Peter Cushing did a lot of those like Hammer film roles, and I bet if he could see that sort of stuff today, he'd be like, "I'm dead and I'm still acting. This is cool." it's
Well, John Wayne.
Well, a lot of it would have to do. Go ahead, Joe.
John Wayne was in Star Wars. The
Which one?
the Star Wars, not
A New Hope,
yeah.
the first one.
A New Hope, first one,
Episode
77.
The
Um,
original.
what happened is they the character that was following 3PO and R2 through the alleyway and got on the little radio and said something that weird squeaky whatever. That was John Wayne's voice.
Zucchini nose, yeah.
He's
I,
doing the
th-
best
I thought
thing.
you were gonna. I thought you were gonna say that he got written out of the script that he was going to be a character called Hondo.
Hondo. Yeah, there is a Star Wars character named Hondo. He's a criminal that occasionally works with the Resistance.
Dang, I'm tired.
I was reading something the other day,
Mm.
and I may have already said this like last month. That for about 20 years in his career, John Wayne, every movie he was in, he's pretty much his role was to play John Wayne. No acting, and he even wore the same clothes, carried the same gun, had the same hat in about 8 different movies. He was exactly the same John Wayne, like cookie cutter John Wayne. And of course, the studio loved it. They were making lots of money with him. He was making lots of money. He wanted more. He wanted to be a director. He wanted to be a good actor and stuff. So finally, the role came along for True Grit, where he got to play Rooster Cogburn. And he said, he said at the time, he says, "I love this movie because it's the first time in 20 years I've actually gotten to act as a character, as someone else's, as a different character. Because for the last 20 years, I've been John Wayne in every movie I've been in." He says, wasn't even acting. He said, they might as well have come out to my house and filmed me waking up in the morning and eating breakfast. Okay, that was how John Wayne I was in all these movies. And of course, if you watch, True Grit, he does a pretty good job playing that role.
Oh yeah,
Not
Rooster Cogburn and the Lady too, which was a sequel.
Rooster Cogburn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the remake. There's a scene in the remake that cost what was it? Almost $1 million to shoot. In the remake, when Jennifer Jason Leigh was playing the guitar, and Jeff Daniels yanks the guitar out of the
That was the Hateful Eight.
I thought it was.
No, that's Hateful Eight, yeah.
Oh, it is Hateful Eight. Yeah, he yanks that guitar out of her hand and smashes it.
It turns out it was an antique guitar they borrowed from a museum.
From Gibson's museum. It was a 150-year-old guitar.
All to parody a scene from
Animal House.
Animal House.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, my brain is not hitting on us.
Yes,
all
I'm one of those
cylinders.
people.
And that look on Jennifer Jason's Lee of, oh my God, I can't believe he just did that, was real.
Mm-hmm.
He's
okay,
like,
Dan, do you remember who? Dan, do you remember who was playing the guitar in Animal House? I'll give you a hint. He was playing it on and on. Stephen Bishop. His little cameo or whatever you want to call it in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's playing folk music, and John Belushi's character was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, he was. Let's see, what was the song?
I gave my love a cherry.
That had
Yeah.
Had no stone. Yeah. I'm trying to. Hang on a second. I'm trying to remember the actual name of that song.
I can't think of it. My first thought was if I had a hammer, but that wasn't the same
Strangely
song.
enough, it's by Joan Baez, and the name of the song is "I Gave My Love a Cherry." And it's been covered by pretty much every chick since 1966.
well, I'm fixing to get in trouble. I gotta say it. I heard it. I believe it to be true. Women's blood is so filled with evil that God has decided it has to be drained every 28 days.
Yes, folks, next Thursday, when you don't find Stupid O'Clock on Facebook, now you know why.
Good night, everybody.
Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries, a Chattanooga man disappeared one night. His body has not been found.
And poor Dan wasn't here to hear that one. I guess I'm gonna have to repeat it. Or did he have his
Good
head?
thing Donna wasn't still here.
Donna would have already reached in by now.
Yeah, she green room or no green room, she would voice her opinion.
I was trying to get some sleep yesterday, so I went to sleep early. Woke up at 3:30 in the morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. Went downstairs, did dishes, got the dishes done. Looking around for something else to do. Seared a pot roast. Chopped up a bunch of vegetables, threw it all in the crock pot. Did a pot roast. Had a pot roast ready to go in the crock pot on low and slow at 5:30 this morning.
Oh, so when will it be ready?
It was ready 10 hours ago.
Is there any left?
Yes, actually there is.
On my way.
Did fried chicken yesterday. I bought a
Joe Joe Dog, I think she wants you to repeat it so she can hear it. Is that what you mean, Donna?
Is that what you mean, Donna? You want to hear it again? I gotta wait till
Oh,
Dan
God.
comes back because I want Dan to hear it too.
Where is Dan?
He's
Oh,
Well-
walkabout. Yeah, he went walkabout. He's an Aussie.
I will wait till he gets back on, and then I'm going to say sayonara. I have a very early morning tomorrow, and supposed to go tomorrow afternoon to see my 13-year-old niece's football game in Westville, but we're supposed to get torrential downpours, which that won't cancel the football game as far as it just raining, unless it starts to thunder and lightning, and then they'll pull the kids off the field then.
Yeah. Well, Bill, do be careful. I know you've got to finish cutting that tree down or whatever it is, and I may not be able to do Last Man Standing tonight.
Okay.
I'll do my best to keep going here, but
Well, take a night off. You know
I hate to do that. I really do.
why?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what you got to
why?
do. That's what I had to do. So, you do what you need to do.
Yeah, because I need to do what.
Hey, I'm struggling right now to keep
Well,
my
do-
eyes open.
do the show standing up. Then
You
you
got-
would be the last man standing.
Then you would be the
Yeah.
last man.
Dan, you got Rich and John here to take over. Now, Joe, he won't be around much longer. He's going to disappear all of a sudden, but
I told the guys my opinion.
you
that
take care of yourself.
Donna's threatening to kill me. Were you able to hear it?
Yo, I heard it all 3 times. Yes, I heard it. You're taking your life in your own hands with that one.
Yeah.
If you noticed, I made sure Mike was asleep when I said it.
Mm-hmm. Chattanooga man vanishes without trace. Estrogen was detected on the crime scene.
Well, before HallowCon turns into HorrorCon, I'll bid you all a good evening and vaya con Dios, and hope to see everybody back on Thursday night. And hopefully things will be more back to normal then. I hope.
Well, good
For a
night.
given
But-
value of normal.
Well, about as normal as I can get. So, and that. But everybody take care. Dan, take care of yourself.
I'm trying.
And that. Don't
I'm
make me
really
call
trying.
Lindsay. So, but
Got
good
a lot
night,
of good
everybody.
That's gonna do. She went to bed hours ago.
Good night.
No, I'll wake her up. Good night.
Better man than I am.
So when's the next rocket launch, Joe?
Tomorrow night. Looks like we'll probably be going. Hold on, I gotta. Come on. This gig internet is just not doing what it should. Launch time is at 10:53 tomorrow night. So we'll probably go live
10:53 a.m. or p.m.
PM. Yeah, 10:53 tomorrow night.
Well, you remember the
22:53 for all of you who know what a 24-hour clock is.
the other definition of gig is part-time.
Yeah, Joe bought into that con. He thought he was getting a gig internet. Turned out
It's part-time internet. Yeah.
part-time.
Welcome to Windstream, my friend.
Well, one thing's for sure, it did not hiccup during the virtual HallowCon.
That was the. Oh yeah, Chris. That's a good question. That is a good question.
That is a good question. As soon as we have an answer, we'll let you know.
Yep. Let's hope so, because that's a very important project actually. A lot of people's hopes are riding on that for being able to send stuff out further than ever before without spending an arm and a leg on it, because with a solar sail, and some of those microsatellites that we're coming out with lately, you can actually get that thing up to some decent speed just using light pressure from the sun.
Dan's bragging on or Chris is bragging on my internet. It's still better than Windstream.
We shall see.
I take it
Yeah.
Windstream is a provider down there by y'all?
It is. They have a habit of being the sole available provider for rural areas, and basically, a tin can and a 40-pound test fishing line is probably faster.
When you've got the monopoly, the fields are fallow of the F's that you give.
Yep, that is indeed the case. About the only time they do any work is if somebody actually comes and digs a trench where one of their phone lines is, and a politician complains because he lives next door.
Yeah, and Rich, my internet is sort of odd. I've got symmetrical downloads.
Nothing going up, nothing coming down.
Oh, let me just go ahead and pull that up real quick. Oh shoot! All right, let me do. I'll do it real time for you guys. What was that? I was there to another window, so I can do that. Share screen, Chrome tab, speed test. Sure. All right, Rich. I'm going to run a real-time speed test. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Want to see it again?
That's my upload. $897 up or down. My upload speed's lagging tonight. Latency of 5 milliseconds.
Better latent than never. Yes, folks, I only steal from the best. I just changed the context so that it's actually funny.
The Google speed test says your internet connection is very fast. Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices streaming HD video, video conferencing, and gaming at the same time. And I'm hearing after the first of the year, my 1 gigabit service will be upgraded to a 3 gigabit service and available to me if I'm willing to pay for it, 25 gigs. Who the hell needs that kind of speed in their house? I don't know.
Yes, I'd like to be able to upload the entire Encyclopedia Britannica in about 1/8 of a second. Yes.
Nobody that's not walking around with an eye patch and a peg leg.
Do what?
I said nobody needs speeds that high unless they're walking around with an eye patch and a peg leg.
Yeah.
Yar.
Paging Sean Sullivan.
I think that sort of impressed Carl. All right. See you. Good night, Donna. And once I make sure she's gone, I'm going to tell the joke again.
I'm in enough pain already. Please don't.
Carl
Round
says
up the usual suspects.
120 down and 140 up. Yeah, but Rich, our convention center has the 25 gig. They're courting international video gaming conferences.
Ooh.
I think it could probably handle what they want to throw at it.
Let's hope.
Depending on the size.
Carl says, "Don't make her get out of bed and come hurt you."
Let me just say, she would be glad to do so.
Yeah.
Should you make it necessary?
I don't know why, Dan, but I have that effect on women.
This is not the green room. This is not the green room. This is not the green room. Something about sandpaper and needing extra batteries. No, no, no.
That even hurt Rich.
No, because he can read my mind.
Now say something funny real quick. No, Rich has learned to drink quick when I'm around.
Around
Rich
you
and I
and
have-
around Dan.
Rich and I have discovered that in a lot of instances, we think a great deal alike, but we're still discovering areas in which we are unpredictable to each other, which leads to having to have to wipe the screen off occasionally. Because spraying beer on something is not good for being able to get a clear picture on the monitor.
Yeah.
I have had people say, "Damn it, Joe, that's the third keyboard this month."
Yeah, I say that when you wake me up in the middle of a show that I've slept through for 5 hours. Oh, Lord.
And Chris is saying he hopes you get to attend HallowCon.
That would be great.
If we can sell the property off from Dad's estate fast enough, I might be able to attend this year. But if not, my bonus for the end of the year will be more than enough to make sure that I can cover me, my wife, and my youngest probably coming down next year.
And we'll reopen pre-registration on New Year's Day. So you go ahead and buy your badge then and not have to worry about it.
The good thing
Y'all
is,
going
all
out
three
on
of
this?
us love horror movies, so it's a perfect vacation for us.
Oh, I'll see. Okay.
Now, am I right in thinking that John and someone else are going to do the chili cook-off this year?
Lewis.
Lewis. Oh, okay.
And Megan.
As reigning champion, I will gratefully step down from the competition. No. Ain't no way I'm trying to outdo those three.
Yeah.
No, no. And the only reason that people pick mine over John's is his peppers were unpredictable last year. And my chili was a little bit milder, and some people that were there preferred not to breathe flames like a dragon during the middle of the night, or any other gastrointestinal problems that might have cropped up. I got to say, John's chili was damn good. I enjoyed it. It was just a little bit warmer than some people could stand.
That reminds me of the cartoon of the two dragons at the cave.
Oh, I told you, breathe fire. Breathe. It's so embarrassing.
Poor Knight's just sitting back here cooked to a crisp like, what the fuck was that?
Would have been worse if he'd done it right. It's just they had to clean the tarnish off.
And tonight, playing Dan, we have John.
Now, John is looking stuff up. He's not asleep.
Okay, we thought you'd gone out on us. Thought you'd pulled a Dan.
Working on it.
Rich, then I found another one I post every time it comes up. It usually shows up in the spring. It's a little 4-panel, or no, it's a 3-panel. And it says, honey, we need to rearrange the dice drawer. And she goes, why? He said, one of the sex dice are missing. The next panel is, no, it is a 4-panel. The next panel says, rolled, and says, you fondled the castle guard. Oh, the castle troll. Then the next panel says, well, it did 6 damage.
I think I recall seeing that one.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Excuse me.
Oh, and yes, Chris is correct as well. If you haven't pre-registered for HallowCon and you want to go, you got just a few days, weeks left, and it will be well worth your while.
And Carl says he'll be asleep just a few minutes after this show ends. Carl, if we do the show right, you won't even make it that far.
John.
Yep.
We'll see if Thursday.
Yep. At least we were able to wake you up, unlike me, which nobody can damn wake up once I nod off. Go to sleep, son.
Right,
Look
Chris.
like you've earned it.
Chris, never gonna happen.
Oh.
Not the green room.
Not the green room.
Ooh.
Chris,
I'm getting what you're thinking. Yes, indeed.
Chris, I don't think they call it choking when Donna strangles him.
Well, it would be manslaughter, but
Not the green room.
no. I wasn't going to finish that. Oh, yes. It's only pain, folks. I'm working on that too. Oh, Chris, come on. You know you really want to run the show.
Keeps doing a good job. He's going to.
I think he's hoping to inherit it normally.
Hey, Dan, you know the rules of convention. No good deed goes unpunished.
Actually, it's No deed goes unpunished. Doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. Somebody's going to be paying for it.
Generally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keyword again.
Again. Hey, if I don't have somebody ready to kill me by the end of the convention, I didn't do it right.
Kid, you've got people ready to kill you a week beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm the baby brother. It's a talent for me. You know, it's I'm really surprised I've made it this far. I really expected to have been taken out 40-some years ago.
Who just dropped in? Oh, Kiri.
Yeah.
Hey, Kiri.
Hello again, Kiri. Glad to see you.
I just had to sneak in here.
Ain't no good sneaking when it goes beep when you when you click in. We got a burglar alarm.
Yeah, it has a distinct, almost a metallic pop when you come in.
Ah, okay. That's a good burglar alarm.
Yep.
Well, we're not worried about anybody stealing anything except the limelight, and we are prepared to share. Okay, yeah, the pain may still be here, but I seem to be on a comedic roll this evening.
So how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good.
That's good.
Lindsay told me when she left to go to the church social tonight, don't do anything that you need my help with. Don't do anything dangerous while I'm gone. So I sat and watched movies instead of household chores I needed to do.
Chris, that's my family's motto. I mean, my parents did name me Dick.
And you just live it up.
I get to live up to it, yeah. My wife gets mad at me. She's like, "You don't have to." I'm like, "I never said have to. I said get to. Get to." But then again, that's been my dad's and my running joke forever.
Rising.
I'm going to get real tired of that thing before HallowCon ends.
Yeah.
We're gonna need that for every joke that Joe Dog tells, every prank he does.
No, I'm gonna need to leave the sledgehammer home. That's what I'm gonna need. I do not need to see the inside of a jail.
Now, I built a prop for a haunted house one time that at the end of the show, Halloween night, after we shut down, where, everybody's, talking, Scott says, "Hold on a minute, I'll be back." He goes in, gets that prop, walks out in the middle of the street, slams it on the ground, and shit it all over the place. You know what it was? A little animatronic chicken that played the chicken dance.
No jury in the world would convict him.
For several months straight, I was woke up Saturday and Sunday every weekend like clockwork because my father was entering a contest to for playing the organ. And the song that he chose to play, the Chicken Dance.
Oh man.
Should have
And the
slipped
thing
him the sheet music for Inagata Devita.
Needless to say, Dan, that thing played the chicken dance at least 40 times an hour.
You know, Joe Dog, there is a legal plea called justifiable homicide.
It's what made
Don't
the
make
gag. It's what made the gag work.
don't make people use it. I mean, seriously.
There's this legal precedence, passion provocation.
Oh.
Yeah, when our haunted house, not only did we have the big boo jump scares, we added comedy into it.
Color me unsurprised.
Trust me, there's nothing better than cracking jokes with the crowd to make the gag hit even harder.
I remember some of your stories, walking around with a flashlight shining in the corners and people going, "What's going on?" They go, "Oh, no problem. I'm just looking for the snake."
In horror movies, they actually balance that, and that's actually purposeful. For true horror to occur, you have to be able to take people by surprise. But if you have that suspenseful music building up, and then every time the payoff is the scare, it loses its punch. It loses its intended purpose. So that's why you have so many cats jumping out and just, the stupid jokester popping in at the wrong moment doing whatever, is so that they can keep up that unpredictable timing. Because horror and comedy both are that unexpected payoff. You're building the suspense, you're building the tension, and then you have to break it, scare or laugh.
Yeah. Rich, you'll love this. One of the things we had an autopsy room. Every haunted house has the autopsy room, and we had this scale with. We used great stuff. You know what great stuff is? The spray foam
Okay.
makes beautiful intestines when you airbrush it just right. Well, the guy that did the room would always get me, one of the little bite-sized Snickers and put it in the basket, because as I let them in, I'd go over to the basket, root around in it, and go, "Oh, you squeeze something out for me." Turn, pick up that Snicker, pop it in my mouth, and walk off. I go, chicken, and a peanut.
Corn on the cob.
Needless to say, we had people puke in that room.
Friend of mine, actually, the lady that used to be the other side of my training team at work, for years, she and her husband did a reenactment for Civil War. So the guy that would actually do all the surgeon stuff would, the few days beforehand, just get a bunch of coolers of cow femurs and stuff like that, so that as he's pretending to, saw off someone's leg and stuff like that, he's got meaty pieces to pull off, and he's really sawing through an actual bone. And how many people just lost their lunch from just watching that little bit right there. That's great theater reproduction right there.
Oh, yeah. The Baby Ruth candy bar and Caddyshack. But Rich, I'll tell you, the best one we ever had is when we saw the guy in half. We had a guy who was born with legs. walked around on his hands. Because below the waist there was nothing. We built this table to where a guy would lay underneath him and stick his legs up. And, kick the legs and everything, and we saw him in half, and then we'd roll him out on the floor. And he would lay down there face first. And, everybody, people's brains were trying to comprehend what they just saw. Especially with the strobe lights going. And then one of them would go, I'd wait because somebody would eventually laugh. And I go, oh, you think that's funny? Get them. I just turned my back. This guy could hop up on a regular table with just his arm strength, launch himself up on a table. Now, can you imagine somebody laying in the floor and launch up in front of you that way?
That'd be a shock to the system.
I can imagine many a trousers being brown.
Yeah, they were.
I was at a haunted house one time, and it was actually supposed to be a blind date that turned into a multi-person date type thing, because back then I was just scared as all get. I was more scared of talking to a girl than I was going in the haunted house. But we're sitting there and we're going down the hall of themes. So they've got the statues of the Xenomorph and Jason and Michael Myers and all that. And then I'm tall enough where I can see over everybody. So every once in a while, I see a fake knife jut out towards the crowd and come back in. And I'm like, all right, there's a jump scare in the Hall of Themes. So when I get to about 3 people down from the person doing the jump scare, I'm just, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm looking at him, I'm chatting at him, and it's the person behind me is not getting there's about to be a jump scare. I don't know if you've ever been around a black woman who is getting a jump scare. It was one of the most painful things in my life because she freaked out and her arms shot out. It felt like I got punched in the side by Tyson.
And imagine the scream broke several windows.
Several eardrums.
Rick,
and then,
I have seen guys your size throw their girlfriends at me.
What?
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I mean, and they're little bitty things, 5 foot, maybe 80 pounds soaking wet with some rocks in their pocket. Grab their girls and throw them at me.
I loved you, honey, but it was good while it lasted.
They wanted you to have them.
Kiri,
again?
I've got something for you, Kiri. Sort of special made.
Oh boy, what you got?
Oh dear.
Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
That's a frayed knot.
Oh my gosh.
Weren't you the string that was just in here? No, I'm afraid not. But one of the best horror reactions or haunted house reactions I've ever saw was I think it was a Canadian haunted house, and it's you've got the cameras in there, and the people are filling in the room. They're like, okay, what's going on in here? You know, is something going to jump out at us or whatever? Then all of a sudden, with perfect timing, a set of headlights come on and a car horn, so that it looks like a car is coming screaming at you. How many of people my size are throwing their moms, their wives, you know, into the way? And I'm like, dear mother of God, you know, yeah, how badly are you getting your ass kicked when you get home? You've got to sleep sometime, and they know where the frying pans are.
Mm-hmm.
There was one here in town that had that. They were set up in. When I say a barn, we're talking more like a covered arena with the dirt floor. And they had one set up. It was the front grill off a S10 pickup, headlights, radiator, all of that, and it was on a swinging pole to where it would swing around. As he swung around, he flipped the headlights on and blow the horn. And it's not 3 feet in front of you. I said, that's neat. I'm going to have to build that now.
I worked a couple of haunted houses, but I did the spooky music and sound effects. So I had a little cube in between the walls where everybody was being led around. So I'm sitting there, got a reel tape recorder, 8-track recorder, and a synthesizer, and a mixing board, and a couple of amps. And I'm doing the sounds as people are walking through, and I'm keeping it quiet so that the tour guides can run through their spiel. And all of a sudden, somebody ducks under into my cubicle, like they knew it was there, because it was only, ceiling to about knee level. Turns out it was my son. He scared the crap out of me. He bought a ticket to walk through the haunted house just so he could give me a jump scare.
Yeah, Netherworld. You've heard of Netherworld band, being from Georgia.
Oh yeah. I know folks that work there. Yes, I know several folks that work there. Some of the folks that I knew from the Anachrocon convention and the steampunk groups in Atlanta. They very dedicated to their costume work and their special effects. Always trying new stuff, because really, if you're doing something like that, you can't afford to do the same thing every year, because you've got enough repeat customers to where
they know where the gags are.
Yeah, folks don't want it to be predictable, so it gets changed up and amped up every year. And I have heard them talk about some of the things that they did and some of the stuff they were planning to do, and I'm going, I'm not going through there. No, thank you. Not my circus.
As Stephanie would say, I got to go down the hall.
All right.
Last Halloween I got lost in at a haunted canopy farm. It was so scary. But I was just in high spirits.
So whereabouts was that?
I can't remember.
Yeah, those were some pretty high spirits there. Must have been at least 90 proof. Oh, sorry. No, no. I know. You don't do that sort of thing often. Not enough. Not enough so that it shows. He says. Ah. Oh Lord. Uh, okay. Yeah. Maybe I will be able to do Last Man. I don't know. I sent out a couple of invites. I'm gonna give it a good shot, guys. If the pain gets to be too much, I'll just go ahead and run the bedtime story and um, see if I can walk for about 7 miles and get rid of the pain. It only stops hurting when I get up and start walking around. Every time I sit in a chair, it hurts. Um, and to somebody as lazy as me, not being able to sit in a chair is a well, I started to say a real pain, but
Yes.
that it's not the green room. Um, actually, it's even subtler. Um, I am doing better. I am doing better at the moment.
Glad.
So I think the keg is working.
Do you have a kegerator?
Nope, but there are times when I wish I did. Uh, I wouldn't bother with a glass. I'd just run a hose across the ceiling and.
Hey, Camelback. Okay. They make the tube with the little bite thing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'd have to hang it on the back of the chair.
They
Does it
make
keep?
a device called the beer belly for folks to smuggle beer into events
Uh
where.
huh.
Looks like a
Um,
baby. Looks like a baby in a baby harness.
no, it's a prosthetic belly you put on. So it's basically a camelback you strap to your stomach.
The one I
Um,
liked is it looks like a baby carrier and it's got a fake baby in it.
yeah,
And the
someone
baby's got a
posted
little
that
hat
in
on it.
Uncle
And the
That's a
Carl's.
little bit. That's a little bit different model than the one that Rich is talking about because I know about both of those. There's also a third one for ladies.
The wine rack.
Yes.
now the one I
Uh,
really liked, and the last time I saw it, I haven't seen it in a while. The last time I saw it was that liquor store that's down there by the HallowCon Hotel, the one that's just
mhm.
down the hill from it. They had a pair of binoculars, strap on it and everything, and you could put each. It had two flasks built into it,
Yep.
and you could put whatever liquors you wanted on either side of it. Put it around your neck. Walk into a sporting event with your binoculars, and nobody'd say a thing.
Talk about concealed carry.
I have a friend who, um, let's just say that God gifted her naturally enough that she was able to smuggle in 2/5 naturally.
Oh my goodness. I yes, I can see the physics working right now. Um, yep. Um,
Guys, I'm going to bow out before I pull a
okay.
Dan over here.
All right.
Night, John.
Thanks for showing up, John. John, we appreciate it.
Yep.
Y'all
Night,
have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
You get some
Night.
sleep, and thank you very much for being here. Like it was my damn show instead of shows.
You just beat me to saying it.
Hey, there are times when I amaze myself. Tonight is not one of those times.
I have those mornings sometimes. I wake up, think, how the hell did I do this?
Believe me, I have mornings when I wake up and go, okay. Because there are times when I go to sleep and I go, I really should never wake up again. And then I do, and I go, what did I set myself up for this time? Karma is not going to be nice to me.
Well, I have woke up in the mornings and had to check my notebook going, nah, I used that when I called in last time.
Gotta keep a record.
Yeah.
That's one of those. That's one of those things where you got this bracelet on that says "delete my browser history," and it goes burn my notebook too.
But when I did leave, I did pass that notebook on to a friend.
Would have helped if it wasn't the supervisor.
No, I wouldn't give that bastard the time of day. I mean,
See, I can give someone else straight lines.
no, I actually saw him the other day, and
Looked
he walked
natural
up.
laid out there, didn't he?
Do what?
He looked natural laid out there, didn't he? All the
No.
flowers around and everything.
No, he walked up to me. He goes, "Hey, how are you doing?" I said, looked at him dead in the face. Said, "None of your fucking business."
Oh Lord!
It felt so good to cuss him out, knowing there is zero repercussions.
Oh yes. I'm actually going through that at work right now. It's like I have no cares left to worry about, shall we say. What are they going to do? Force me to take a $500,000 pension and never come back in the building again? Don't throw me in that briar patch, please.
I'm sure Rich has got a few bosses that he's felt that way about.
Oh,
More than a few. My current manager is a very interesting individual. I do not understand how she can be in IT and not understand technology. But
D-pads.
Possibly, I don't know. But I'm guaranteed a job as long as she is still with the company. Because I make her look competent.
Not good, but competent.
Actually, I make her look pretty good.
Now, I told our superintendent,
That's a strange thing. How do you spell that? Sorry.
Gonna have held writing the subtitles for that one.
good luck with that on YouTube. No, I told him, I said, when you die, you better hope they cremate you. And place you in one of the upper shelves of a mausoleum. He goes, what do you mean? I said, if they bury your ass, grass will never grow on your grave.
Hmm.
You get what I meant, Rich?
Mm-hmm. And if he's in one of them drawers, they make lockpicks.
No, actually, I'm not getting what you're putting down.
Something about I'd volunteer to pour a pint of whiskey over your grave, but I'm going to have to filter it through my kidneys first, if you don't mind.
Okay. So where my brain was originally going,
And the problem is, the line would be about a week long.
Be worth it. Oh, and I've been lucky. I've had several excellent bosses in the last few years. Of course, in the decades before that, I'll get back to you. Some of them may still be above ground.
now my manager before my current manager, best manager I've ever had, ever. And he is now a director, which is why he's sadly no longer my manager. But at least he's moving up in the world, and it's he very, very sharp gentleman. Sometimes a little hard to understand. Old world Polish accent. So sometimes it's like, sorry, can you repeat that? Oh, okay. But yeah, it's my current manager. Yeah, doesn't understand technology to save her life. And then our director for security.
Hey, Rich, I just realized something. This is going out on YouTube and Facebook for posterity. It isn't the green room.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying anything horrible, except for that my manager has that proclivity. But it's not anything I haven't said in the firm either. So, but the director for security has never bothered to learn our learning management system for security. So when the person he had doing the phishing tests left the firm earlier in the year, they're just like, Rich understands it. Let's not make anyone else have to learn it.
You have my sympathy.
But I mean, I really love the firm. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be giving 20 years of my life to it.
Oh. Well, Dan, it's 8 minutes to go. 7.
Yeah. Well, okay, John ain't here. I looked it up. Okay, sue me.
Did you guys hear about the airplane that dressed up for Halloween? It was in disguise.
Well, I got this bad disease that makes me keep telling airplane jokes. Doctor told me it was terminal.
Yes, folks, this is what I have to put up with 24/7, people, 24/7. Imagine what Donna has to go through.
Oh, and Carrie, you missed it about me spotting the albino Dalmatian today, didn't you?
I think I might have.
Yeah, it took 3 Sharpies, but he looked a lot better when I was done.
Oh my goodness.
The SPCA is still trying to figure out which charges to file. Is it endangerment or defamation? They don't know. It might be a copyright violation.
And Chris says the commentary brought to you tonight is in part by the number 7.
Oh. Oh, Carl, I was speaking about Joe Dog's Donna, not your Donna. But same temperament, different ladies. We're doomed either way.
You know, I come up with all my terrible puns myself. They're homegrown.
Well, Dan, you've seen my wife's beautiful eyes.
Yes.
If you ever see me look at her after, one of my pranks or jokes or whatever, and I back up and walk away, look at her eyes. They're no longer blue, they're white.
After so many years married to you, Joe, I would not be a bit surprised that she can roll her eyes out loud.
She does. I mean, she has cut that glance over at me, and I saw the blue fade from those eyes as she looked at me, and it's like, yep, went too far that time. I'll be back after a while, guys.
I've made several comments, and
There's a bomb shelter somewhere around here. I know I saw the sign.
not even looking at Misty, all of a sudden I'm like, I heard that look. She's like, good. I was laying it on real thick.
Oh. Oh.
So Donna stays in the living room mostly, and I'll go in there, say something to her or whatever, and then walk down the hallway. I love you too.
She lies.
Dang, guys, I don't know what's got into me tonight.
Atropine.
I think I made the mistake at the doctor's office when they were liver doctoring. They were making me breathe. I said, that's the first time I've been able to do that without coughing in months. I guess it's
Saved it
making
up, huh?
Yeah. No, Chris. There's none
No,
of this.
Chris. No, Chris. Oh, dear. We know you so well.
It's 3 minutes to go.
Yes. It's time for the new high flight.
Yep. But the way this show has gone, let's go out with a bang.
Slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter's silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, where never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.